a guetta between the cross and money. Today you're reading chapter 27 of Matthew's Gospel, just before Jesus goes to the cross, where he pays with his blood the price for you and me to be saved. Judas gets the money and throws the money and hangs himself. That's the story. Judas was one of Jesus' disciples. And we read that it was early in the morning. So the chief priests and the elders of the people decided to put Jesus to death. They tied him up and led him away. Then they handed him over to Pilate, who was the governor. Judas, who had handed him over, so that Jesus had been sentenced to die. Such a cross. We are in the restaurant in central Switzerland, just before Christmas. Switzerland, and we are reading how Judas hanged himself, a very serious matter. Stefan Hager talking to you. You can read alongside as you like in your own language, please. And we read just a few verses. Verse 3 from chapter 27, Matthew's Gospel. Judas, who had handed him over, so that Jesus had been sentenced to die, he felt deep shame and sadness for what he had done. So he returned the 30 silver coins to the chief priests and the elders. I have sinned, he said. I handed over a man who is not guilty. What do we care? They replied. That's your problem. So Judas threw the money into the temple and left. Then he went away and hanged himself. So how far does money go? 5, 2 francs, 1 Swiss franc, 10, 5 pence, Rappen, 20. What is money? It's just for the time being. But who has eternal life, who lives forever? He gets it for free without money, because of what Jesus has done on the cross. But let's hear now, verse 6. The chief priests picked up the coins. They said, it's against the law to put this money into the temple fund. It is blood money. It has paid for a man's debt. So they decided to use the money to buy a potter's field. People from other countries would be buried there. That is why it has been called the field of blood to this very day. And the words spoken by Jeremiah came true. What did Jeremiah say? That is why it has been called the field of blood to this very day. It says here, the words Prophet Jeremiah spoke, it came true. He said they took the 30 silver coins. That price was set for him by the people of Israel. They used the coins to buy a potter's field, just as the Lord had commanded. Did you know that Jeremiah the prophet, hundreds of years earlier, said exactly what happened on 3rd April 33 AD all day. And that was happened in the morning when this money was thrown into the temple. Judas didn't see any value anymore because he did suicide. Look at Jeremiah. Look at this, what it says here. The exact words. When Judas sees the result of his betrayal of Jesus, he's heartbroken and he hangs himself. He does suicide. And that was prophesied in Jeremiah 27:9. The actual words come from Zechariah. In Zechariah it's also written, Zechariah 11:12-13. But now Matthew links them to the prophecies of Jeremiah. And that is in Jeremiah 19, 1 to 13. You can read on. And also Jeremiah 32, 6 to 9. So you see how accurately this was prophesied by both Zechariah and Jeremiah. And Matthew, an accountant, a tax collector, he was an expert on details. He was good about money. He knew all these things and he wrote it down as an eyewitness, as Jesus' disciple. And we have it today in the Injiil. I have been reading chapter 27 of Matthew's Gospel, Matiki Injiil, all the way from verse 1 today to verse 10. 10 verses. So have a nice day.